Okay, good afternoon, friends. I'm going to have Shabbos. This is going to be one of our last weeks of Pirkei Avos. We're up to the end of Mishna Yud Beis, where Rabbi Yossi said that three things. The money of your friend should be dear to you like your own. Prepare yourself to learn Torah. What does that mean? Number one, it means with midos tovos, that you should reach the level of chasidus. And in order to have Torah, you need to acquire good midos. Part of preparation is to minimize ta'anugim in order to learn a lot of Torah. And it's not a Yerusha to you. She'eno Yerusha lach, and you will not get yeshivat if you don't toil. And then finally, v'chol ma'asecha yu l'shem shemayim. All your activities should be for the sake of heaven. This is where we're up to. What does it mean? All your activities should be for the sake of heaven. It says Rabbeinu Yona Perush hadvarim shel rishus, discretionary activities. K'may achila, ushsiya, eating and drinking, yeshiva, sitting, bekima, standing, halicha, going, shechiva, lying down, hatashmish, v'hasicha, conversation, v'chol tzarchei gufcha, all of the needs of the body, you kulam la'avodas baracha, should all be done for the service of your Creator, or something that will allow you to serve Him better. Achilu u'shtiya, how do you eat and drink for the sake of heaven? Keitzad, ein tzarich lamer shlo yochal v'yishta advarim ha'asurim. Certainly it goes without saying not to eat and drink prohibited things. Af ki achal v'shasa advarim hamutarim. But even when you eat and drink permitted things, v'haya ra'i v'tzameh, and you're hungry and thirsty, if you're just doing it for personal pleasure, that is not praiseworthy. Unless your kavana is to fulfill the needs of your body, to eat to keep you alive, that you could serve the Creator. Excessive eating causes harm. Like the scientists say, most illness comes from too much food. It is only obligatory to eat until hunger is removed. By doing so, he will guard his soul from distress, and he will enhance his health. You know, there are two kinds of people. Some people, they eat until the food still tastes good. But once it doesn't taste good anymore because he's just so overfilled, they stop eating. Now, to us that sounds good because we've created a third category. Some people eat until literally they can't eat anymore. That is abhorrent. If a person just eats till capacity until the food is disgusting to him, that's abhorrent. Even to eat, well, it still tastes good. It's still giving me pleasure, so I'm just going to continue to eat until I'm not in the mood. That's also not correct. Because the palate will always want to eat until the stomach is full. And this will bring all illness. But rather, a person should just eat until he's not hungry anymore. This is what it means. Tzaddik oichel lesoiva nafshay. A tzaddik eats until he's satisfied. Ubeten rishaim techsar. But the stomach of the wicked is lacking. Ki ha'itstoimcha eno yechayla litchain. The stomach can only digest only what it could contain. V'harisham, the wicked, shemamalin oisa, that they fill their stomach, and they eat to bring pleasure to their palate, till they don't desire anymore. They are destroying their stomachs, so they're ruining it. V'hachisaron babeten zo ha'kilkol. A lack in the stomach is a destruction. So, ubeten risham techzar. The wicked will continuously eat until it causes harm to their stomach. But the tzaddik only eats so that he's not hungry. Achat tzaddik she'oichal l'soy v'navshei. The tzaddik that eats to satiety, ulahasar harav and levad, just to remove hunger, hu mekayim es haguf. It upholds the body. His soul loves to do what is just in the eyes of Hashem. And those who are wise will understand. So one should not eat until he's not. There are three kinds of eating. To eat until you literally can't put more food in your mouth, that's abhorrent. To eat until, well, I'm just not in the mood anymore, is not correct. What is the correct approach? Eat until you're not hungry. And friends, that's not a lot. And this type of eating is somewhat far from our culture and from the way we are accustomed to thinking, and really takes a lot of work. And it's a big challenge. And that's what Rabbeinu Yona is teaching us, that one should only eat until they're not hungry. What does it mean? Hayeshiva v'hakima v'halicha, sitting, standing, and going ketzad. Ein tzarich loymar. It goes without saying, shelo yeshav b'moshav leitzim, not to sit in a group of scoffers, v'shelo yamid b'derech hatam, and not to stand among sinners, v'shelo yelech b'atzah Hashem, not to walk with wicked. Ela afilu leishev b'soid yesharim, even to sit among just people. V'lamay b'derech tzadikim, and stand with the righteous. V'lalechas b'atzas tmimim, to go in the counsel of the whole and the complete ones. Im asa lahanas atzmei, if he did it for his own pleasure, ulahashlim chevtzei gufay, and to complete the desires of his body, v'ta'avasai, in his pleasure, ein zemeshubach. If you're just trying to rub shoulders with big rabbis, that's not correct. You're doing it for your own honor. Elam kein asa l'shem shamayim, unless you do it for the sake of heaven. So even good things, it's important to add and inject the right kavanah. Shchiva ketzad, lying down, how so? What's the correct way? It goes without saying, if you could instead be involved in learning Torah and doing mitzvahs, and you just delight in sleep for your pleasure, it's not correct to do. But even when you're toiling, and you need to sleep to have some rest, even when you're exhausted and you're going to lie down. If you're only doing it for your pleasure, it's not correct. Unless your kavanah is to fulfill the needs of your body, in order to serve your Creator. To give some sleep to your eyes, to give some rest to your body, and that you don't become crazy because of your relentless schedule. Hatashmish ketzad, what's the right kavanah of relations? It goes without saying you shouldn't sin. Even the times legislated by the Torah. If you do it for your pleasure, you achieve your desire. It's lowly. Even if your kavanah is, well, I want to have children to serve me, and take my place. What is meshubach? Unless your kavanah is to have children who could serve Hashem, or your kavanah is to fulfill the mitzvah, like someone who has a debt that he has to pay. Hasicha ketzad, what's the correct way to have conversation? Goes without saying not to speak lashon hara, v'navlas hapeh, v'kiyotze behen. Ela afilu ledaber divrei chachma, even to speak words of wisdom. Tzarich shetehei kavanasai lavoid esboiroi. Your kavana needs to be to serve your Creator, or lehisasik bedavar, or to involve in something hamaviyoi lavoidasai, that brings to the service of Hashem. Klaloi shel davar. Here's the upshot. Here's the executive summary. Chayiv adam lasam einav v'libai al kol inyan. A person's obligated to place his eyes and his heart on all of his dealings. The lishkol kamas of the moizne asechan, to weigh all of his activities in the scales of the intellect. Ukisharaya davar, when you see something shemaviyoi lidei avodas boiroi, that will bring you closer to the service of Hashem, yasa, you should do it. V'imlav, and if you have something that will bring you further away, yifroish mimeno, you should cease from it. V'chein kasser Rabbeinu Meir Zechroino Levracha, likewise writes Rabbeinu Meir of blessed memory. So this completes Mishna Yud Beis, and Be'ezus Hashem, we'll pick it up next time. Wishing everyone a wonderful, beautiful Shabbos. Kol Tov.
Recording stopped.